Great morning and happy Monday. This is Kristen Young, the marriage enthusiast, with your Monday morning marriage minded message from Living the Vows. So, this weekend I had the awesome opportunity to do a workshop on the five love languages. So, if you're not familiar, there's a book called the Five Love Languages by Dr. Gary Chapman. Very powerful book, easy read, but it just talks about there's five different ways that most people find love and receive love and give love. So one of the things that they talk about is the fact that there's so many people who often give love the way they want to receive love. And this is one of the number one challenges that couples face when they're having challenges within their marriage, and when they feel like, I just feel like he doesn't love me anymore, or I don't love him anymore, and things are just not flowing, and we've been in this valley season, and we've been stuck in a rut and going through this routine, and I just feel like he's not doing enough, or she just doesn't understand me. More often than not, it's based out of the fact that you're not receiving love the way you understand it. So the five love languages, just real quick, of course, you got to talk about physical touch. That's a definite must. Number two is quality time, which of course is very important in a relationship. Three is receiving gifts. I know we often do that for special occasions, or those just because moments are always powerful. Four is acts of service. So it's important to be able to do things for your spouse and show up, do different chores around the house, etc., that can show that love and support. And then of course there's the words of affirmation, number five. So it talks about just how to affirm your spouse, how to continue to speak highly of, compliment your spouse regularly. So out of those five, more often than not, there's one that speaks louder than any of the other five. So one of the things that I shared is that we are responsible for sharing all five and doing all five within your relationship on a consistent basis. But if you have to choose one, if you really have to put emphasis on one, put that emphasis on the one that speaks loudest to your spouse. So it's important, if you have not already, go to fivelovelanguages.com and take the test. It's a real simple quiz, and it will show you what your primary love language is. And once you know your own and your spouse, you find out what your spouse's love language is, have that conversation, because that can also pinpoint some of the areas where you feel challenged or you feel unsupported within your marriage. And some minor tweaks can make a huge difference in your marriage. So I encourage you, take the opportunity to learn your love language and learn your spouse's love language, and then take the next step to actually serve your spouse in that manner. Take that extra moment to put emphasis in that area over the next 30 days and just watch what shifts happen within your marriage when you are diligent, regardless of what you're receiving, regardless of whether or not your spouse comes back and speaks to you in your love language. Keep speaking to your husband in that love language for the next 30 days and see what happens. I would love to get your feedback to hear what shifts happen in your marriage. And if you need support with it, definitely contact us, yes, at livingthevows.com. Find us on social media, like us. Everything is Living the Vows: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. But if you need additional support and say, hey, we figured out the love language, but we're not quite sure how to work it, contact us. I have availability, a few slots for the month of May. Make sure you get on the calendar and we can support you with that. So have a fantastic Monday, and I will see you next week.